What key issues did they highlight during the report?
Well, at the time, as you can imagine, last July and August, they were very much concentrated on reorienting the entire organisation to deal with the pandemic. However, some of the key findings also were really interesting lessons for us as we move forward, because what everybody I think acknowledges now is that the pandemic didn't significantly shift the workplace. Rather, it accelerated some trends that were already happening in the workplace. And some of those trends, one of them obviously would be the hybrid work model. So the concept that work is no longer a place. It's actually something that you do, and where you do it, and even when you do it, is open to some change, both from the employee's side and the employer side. So that was one very significant finding that I suppose as researchers, we already knew this was an issue, or shall we say a phenomenon within a digitalized workplace. But the pandemic really pushed employees and employers alike to really start to engage with working from home and remote working. And from that, again, comes another key finding, which was around the social dynamics of work. Interestingly, we had already seen these issues, which was why we wanted to talk to graduates, because we had seen graduates come into these very advanced workplaces where people were working in a very virtual work environment. And we had seen how some graduates were struggling to connect with teams, to connect with the culture of the organization. Some graduates were feeling a little bit unsettled in organizations because of the dynamic nature, with some team members working from home, some coming in and out of the office more frequently, and being less frequently on site. Now everybody was experiencing these kind of social dimensions of work. So how teams connect in a physical space, but then in a virtual space when that team is blended, some working on site and some working from home. And also how leaders and managers connect with teams and individuals on teams. We've heard a lot in the pandemic about social isolation, but that could be as much a factor of the pandemic as it is of working from home. But into the future, as we engage hybrid work models and more people work from home on a sporadic basis or full-time in a remote working basis, line managers, middle managers, supervisors, team leads, and the organization's leadership itself will have to work a lot harder to maintain those team connections and those individual one-to-one connections, both from kind of a strategizing and an innovating perspective. So those business processes that are very social need to be kept alive, but also from an employee welfare perspective, and ensuring the well-being of every employee is safeguarded too.
This research was commissioned and funded by the ICBE Advanced Productivity SkillNet. If you or your organisation would like to be part of the Creating Work Futures survey, please email me directly, vivian@icbe.ie.